Ever feel like you're constantly chasing something? That nagging desire, that pull that whispers promises of satisfaction just around the corner. We all know that feeling, whether it's the endless scroll, the next purchase, or a fleeting fantasy. But what if that very chase, that relentless pursuit, is actually keeping us chained? What if the key to unlocking true freedom lies not in getting what we crave, but in understanding the craving itself? Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to explore a concept that has echoed through the ages, from ancient philosophers to modern psychologists. The power we gain when we understand and transcend our deepest desires, particularly what we often call lust. Now, before you click away thinking this is just about one specific urge, stick with me. Because what we're really talking about is the nature of craving itself, and how mastering it can fundamentally change how we experience the world and our place within it. You might have heard the powerful statement, "Whoever overcomes lust overcomes the world." It's a bold claim, isn't it? It suggests that this seemingly primal drive holds a key to a much larger freedom. But this isn't about suppression or shame. It's about something far more empowering, reclaiming your focus, your energy, and ultimately your life. Think about it. How much of your day is subtly, or not so subtly, influenced by the pursuit of some kind of pleasure or the avoidance of some discomfort? It could be the urge to check your phone for validation, the desire for that sugary treat, or yes, the pull of sexual fantasy. These aren't inherently bad, but when they start to dictate your decisions, when they become the default mode, that's when their power over you grows. The original video we're drawing inspiration from touched on this idea of lust as a broader hunger, a hunger for possession, for stimulation, for escape. And I think that's a crucial point to expand on. It's not just about the physical, it's about the psychological patterns that drive us. That constant seeking outside of ourselves for a sense of completeness or satisfaction. Consider the rise of social media. It's designed to tap into our desire for connection and validation. We post, we wait for likes, and that little dopamine hit can become incredibly addictive. It's a form of craving, a subtle lust for approval that can easily consume hours of our day and influence our self-worth. Are we truly connecting, or are we just feeding a need for external validation? I remember a time in my own life when I was really caught in this cycle. I was constantly checking my email and social media, feeling this urge to know what was happening, who had responded. It wasn't about genuine connection most of the time. It was about this underlying anxiety of missing out or not being seen. It was a subtle form of lust for external validation, and it was draining my focus and my peace. It wasn't until I consciously started to observe this urge, to pause before reacting, that I began to regain some control over my attention. The video also mentioned figures like Freud and Jung. Freud with his emphasis on unconscious sexual desires, and Jung who spoke about integrating our primal urges. I think Jung's perspective is particularly insightful here. It's not about repressing these desires, which can often lead to them manifesting in other, less healthy ways. Instead, it's about bringing them into our awareness, understanding their roots, and then consciously choosing how we respond. Think of a time you felt a strong craving, any craving. What happened just before it arose? What emotions were present? Often these urges are triggered by feelings of boredom, loneliness, anxiety, or inadequacy. The craving becomes a temporary escape, a way to soothe an underlying discomfort. But it's a band-aid solution, and it often leaves us feeling emptier in the long run. The original script brought up the wisdom of various spiritual traditions, Hindu philosophy's concept of brahmacharya, Christian mysticism's view of lust as a veil, and Buddhism's understanding of craving as the root of suffering. What resonates across these traditions is the idea that true freedom and clarity come when we are not constantly pulled by our desires. It's about cultivating inner stillness and presence. I recently spoke with a friend, Sarah, who used to struggle with impulsive spending. She would feel a surge of desire for something new, often triggered by seeing it online or feeling a bit down. This lust for the next purchase would lead to debt and ultimately more stress. It wasn't until she started practicing mindfulness and really questioning these urges that things began to change. She started asking herself, do I truly need this? What feeling am I trying to fill? By bringing awareness to the root of her desire, she was able to make more conscious choices and break free from that cycle of impulsive buying. Her energy shifted from constantly wanting to appreciating what she already had. This isn't about becoming a monk or denying yourself pleasure altogether. It's about conscious engagement with your desires. It's about creating that space, as the original video eloquently put it, between stimulus and response. In that space lies your power to choose. So how do we start to cultivate this awareness? It begins with simple observation. The next time you feel a strong urge, whether it's to check your phone, grab a snack, or indulge in a fantasy, pause, just for a moment. Don't judge the feeling, just notice it. Where does it arise in your body? What thoughts accompany it? What are you truly longing for in that moment? The original script highlighted the role of modern society in fueling our desires. The constant barrage of advertising, the hypersexualization in media, the addictive nature of social media algorithms. These forces are designed to keep us in a state of wanting, of never feeling quite satisfied. Recognizing these external influences is a crucial step in reclaiming your inner sovereignty. Here's a small exercise you can try this week. Pick one area where you feel a recurring pull or craving. It could be checking your phone, eating something unhealthy, or engaging in a particular habit. For the next few days, simply observe this urge without judgment. Notice when it arises, what triggers it, and how you feel before, during, and after you give in or resist. This act of conscious observation is the first step towards understanding its power over you. The video also touched on the idea of transmuting this energy. Instead of simply suppressing desire, which can be like pushing a beach ball underwater, how can we redirect that powerful energy towards something more meaningful? Think of the intense focus and drive that can accompany a strong desire. What if you channeled that same energy into a creative project, a physical challenge, or deepening a meaningful connection? I know an artist who used to be consumed by fleeting romantic interests. This constant chasing of new relationships was draining her creative energy and leaving her feeling unfulfilled. She realized that the intensity she felt in those initial infatuations could be channeled into her art. She started pouring that passion, that longing for connection, into her paintings. The result was a period of incredible creative output and a deeper sense of purpose. She wasn't suppressing her desire for connection. She was finding a healthier and more fulfilling way to express it. The journey of overcoming lust, or any deep-seated craving, isn't about becoming emotionless or denying your human experience. It's about becoming more conscious, more present, and more in control of your own inner world. It's about recognizing that true and lasting satisfaction comes not from the external fulfillment of desires, but from cultivating inner peace and meaning. So what's the key takeaway here? It's this: your cravings don't define you, but your awareness of them can liberate you. By taking the time to understand the roots of your desires, by creating space between impulse and action, and by consciously choosing where you direct your powerful energy, you begin to reclaim your sovereignty. You start to move from a place of reaction to a place of intention. This isn't a quick fix, and there will be moments of challenge. But with consistent awareness and a commitment to understanding yourself, you can begin to untangle yourself from the grip of unconscious desires and step into a life lived with greater clarity, purpose, and freedom. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. What are some of the cravings you've become more aware of in your own life? What steps are you taking to understand them better? Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey of self-discovery. If this resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe for more content like this. And remember, the power to change lies within you. You have the ability to overcome not just fleeting desires, but the very patterns that keep you from living your most authentic and fulfilling life.